Okay, hi there. My name is Dr. Garura Suliwan. I'm the head of the Department of Technology Enhanced Learning in the Munster Technological University in Ireland. Greetings to all of you from Middleton, which is a town just a few miles to the east of Cork City. I'm really sorry to be missing the conference today, particularly as it marks the end and the culmination of a really successful partnership with so many people who I know are with you in Valladolid today. The EU Digital Treasures Project has been a really great success by so many measures in terms of its impact and in terms of the collaboration that it represents. And thanks to our Spanish coordinators, it's been a really well managed project as well. So sorry to be missing what I hope is a really fitting celebration of all of our work and achievements and partnership. Now, the Department of Technology Enhanced Learning was involved in many different aspects of the project, but I've been asked today to talk about our design and development of the project's archival literacy online course. So that's an online course, as the name suggests, all about archival literacy and the value of archival science and archival practice. When I'm talking about design and development, when I'm talking about the design and development of an online course, I'm essentially talking about what we call instructional design. So instructional design, as it says here on the slide, is all about the design and creation of learning experiences, often, and in this case, an online learning experience, which makes the acquisition of learning more efficient, more effective and appealing. So efficient, if you like, in the sense of at least not requiring undue effort, effective in the sense of making or helping the learning happen, and appealing in the sense of there being hopefully something attractive, something motivating, something engaging about the way in which things are put together. It's sometimes described as an applied learning theory, or as an area that is about the application of learning theory. That is the application of what we know, or perhaps what we think we know about how people learn. What I've not included in this slide is that those of us who do instructional design are often working with a subject matter expert. So we are experts to varying degrees, sometimes questionable degrees perhaps, in the area of instructional design and related areas. But we are not experts in what our clients want to develop. So we work with people, with subject matter experts for all kinds of different industries and workplaces, all kinds of different disciplines and practices. And we have to find ways to capture what they know and the best way to convey that, if you like, to their learners, if that makes sense. So in the case of the EU Digital Treasures project, some of those first steps involved using templates like this one that we often use with our clients to try to capture all the interrelated detail about, say, the audience or the learners, the appropriate pedagogical techniques, and also the simply, the value add, let's say, as you see here on the next slide, of putting things online for this learner group, and what kind of features and what kind of media and what kind of other elements might in fact be needed. Some other preliminary work conducted by my colleague Christina Pinkow, who's there with you today, I think. She would have developed wireframes of what the course might look like. So this was what we would call a user-centered design process, where we created lots of different iterations of things and got feedback on various different wireframes and mock-ups until we felt ready to develop the final solution. Once that preliminary work was out of the way, our pipeline looked something like what you see on the screen there. So we worked first on a series essentially of online collaborative documents. If you're curious, we did that through Google Docs or Google Drive because that provides a very easy to use, low threshold, collaborative environment that works well in terms of controlling the definitive version of things as well. So before diving into any serious work with respect, say, to developing graphics or media-rich content, we just work to develop error-free, well-structured, collaborative content, and a lot of this was down to the subject matter experts. But we in my department also provided guidance around, say, the chunking and sequencing of the information, and the need, for example, just to give an example of one principle, the need to strike a good balance between active and more passive kind of sequences of the learning. Once the kind of the text-based content was agreed, we used a platform called Articulate Rise to make things more interactive, make things more media-rich and visually attractive. I'll talk about that platform in a second there, but I will say it also supports more review, or supported for us more review and editing cycles, and similar to that previous phase, then similar to the learning content development phase, we didn't finish with this e-learning design and development phase and put the course into our learning management system until everything had been signed off, essentially. So yeah, there's some information about Articulate Rise, or Articulate Rise 360 to give it its full name. The easiest way to describe this software, if you're not familiar, is to say it's a tool to create attractive looking e-learning content. There are other tools out there people might have heard of, like Adobe Captivate and Lucidate, and another product from Articulate called Storyline. But I would say Rise is something of an industry standard, very easy to use. But I would like to give credit also to our graphic designer, who would have done a lot of work with entirely different tools to create bespoke graphics and video and other content like that. And as mentioned already, Articulate also supports review cycles, but most importantly, pushes out or publishes courses in a way that it's compliant with special standards, special technical standards that mean you can take what it produces and put it right into any learning management system. What's a learning management system? Well, if you're not familiar, it's a special kind of software platform, online platform, that essentially hosts online courses. And over the years, it's developed lots of other features as well, in terms of support for assessment and collaboration and communication and analytics and tracking and all the rest of it. So when you access the online literacy course, you're viewing content that was developed in Articulate Rise with other stuff created elsewhere, but you're viewing all of that inside the project's learning management system. So the learning management system hosts the course, if you like. The course is inside the learning management system. There's lots of different learning management systems out there. The one we used for this project is called Moodle. It's open source, meaning both the software and its source code are made available for free and without limits in terms of making changes and modifications and distributing those new versions of things. Just a slightly different picture here of how everything came together. So we have the subject matter experts and ourselves in TEL, that's the Department of Technology Enhanced Learning, TEL, but the subject matter expert and ourselves working together in Articulate Rise, and eventually putting something into the Moodle learning management system where learners and users across the world can now access it. So as my colleague Ole is going to describe in more detail, 3 modules in all were produced. And again, all credit to our graphic designer for producing a very visually attractive and engaging content with various visual cues to guide the learning and the learner's attention. Just a few screenshots before I finish up. This is a basic page layout. You can see how various other graphics and other sources were included in this next screenshot, and how the course was more than just a passive presentation of content, but provided opportunity for different kinds of user interaction. There's another example showing how we looked to use creative digital media to make the content more engaging. A simple map here, replacing more text-based description and giving users some options in terms of how they navigate and display the information. In addition, there's lots and lots of other bespoke media and interactivity, including video and lots of formative assessment points. I think I'm nearly out of time, and I know my colleague Ole from the National Archive of Norway is going to show you more. But look, don't take my word for it about the course and everything in it. Have a look for yourself at the address on the screen here, and sign up and get an account. So that's it for me. Thank you for your attention, and apologies again that I can't be with you in person.